Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Are you tired of SEC Chairman Gary Gensler and the people from the SEC in general making the bogus argument that somehow investing, speculating on the price action of XRP is something that somehow makes it a security? Well, I'm tired of it. I'm willing to bet you're tired of it. And I know for sure that attorney John Deaton's tired of it. He just wrote up a very powerful thread, and I want to share with you his thoughts on this. And he ends up using actual language from the court to indicate very clearly that this is not the case. It is absolutely not the case that XRP or any cryptocurrency being speculated upon, it does not make it a security. That's a poor argument. The courts have made this very clear, but still we keep, even like just a couple days ago, we're hearing it from Gary Gensler, we're hearing it from other higher up people at the SEC. This somehow matters. And in the SEC legal complaint against Ripple dating back to December, speculation. It doesn't matter. It's not an actual legal argument even. It's amazing what they've been doing here. And so I wanted to share with you John Deaton's thoughts. Highly fascinating here. And it just continues to illustrate the degree to which the SEC is illogical, unethical. And they will just put any argument out just to see what sticks. And I'm pretty sick of it, to be honest with you here. The charges just don't stop. Aren't we having a good time here in that crypto asset class? Here's a headline from Cointelegraph. SEC charges so-called DeFi company for allegedly fraudulent $30 million offering. I'm telling you, my friends, and this is just the latest. The SEC is coming. They are gunning for crypto. They absolutely are. And that's why to all the Bitcoin maxis out there that are gleeful about what's happening with Ripple and what's happening to the XRP ecosystem, the negative aspects, like if you're gleeful about that, my gosh, first of all, that says something about your character. But second of all, like, this is going to impact you. How the hell do you not get this? They are coming. You know, like, I mean, hell, they're here, but they're coming for you next is the point. Now, I do want to be clear at the outset. I don't have a legal or financial background of any kind. I am not offering legal or financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who makes YouTube videos on crypto-related topics as a fun hobby. Just as enthusiast, that's all that's going on here, though, damn it. And so, Gary Gensler, my gosh. It's just, the guy, and this comes from the top. So look, here's what Attorney John Deaton had to say. And of course, Attorney John Deaton, he is the attorney seeking to intervene in the SEC versus Ripple case on behalf of roughly 19,000 XRP holders. And hopefully we hear whether sooner than later whether or not that's going to be allowed. You never know when these decisions are going to come down. So one day we'll just wake up and there will be the news, yay or nay. I don't know what's going to happen, but hopefully it's to the positive. But anyway, John wrote the following. A Gary Gensler and SEC versus Ripple and the Howey test thread. I'm sick and tired of hearing the phrase speculative investment as it pertains to cryptocurrencies and digital assets. If you invest in these assets, are you speculating that the prices will increase over time? Of course you are. If you purchase stock in Tesla or Amazon or Apple, are you speculating that the price will increase over time? Yes. If you purchase shares in a mutual fund or an ETF, or you buy gold or silver, are you speculating that prices will go up over time? Yes. If you purchase real estate as an investment, or even as your primary home, you are speculating that the value of that real estate will increase over time. Every single investment we make involves speculation. Open a restaurant, you're speculating people will come to eat. Open a bar, you're speculating people will come to drink. It's called taking a risk. It's what investors and entrepreneurs do every day. Take risks. We risk our money, and we risk our time and our energy. The United States was founded on speculation and risk. In 2006, I left a very good paying job at a law firm because I wanted to be my own boss and benefit the most from my abilities and work ethic. At first, it didn't matter whether I was a good attorney or not. You need cases to work on. I speculated that I could get the business. Digital assets are no different than every other category of investment. Are there bad actors in crypto? Of course there are. How is that different than the gold or silver markets? Is there manipulation within the crypto markets? Yes. Remember this? And then he shared a headline from CNBC. Former JP Morgan trader pleads guilty to manipulating U.S. metals, blah, 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 so on and so forth, just to make the point. And then he writes, yet every time Gary Gensler or the SEC or Senator Elizabeth Warren discuss digital assets, they keep talking about the speculative nature of the asset. In the SEC versus Ripple case, the word speculation is used all the time. Read the complaint filed against Ripple and XRP. I have. In the complaint, the word speculation and or speculative is used 42 times. In an effort to have our voices heard by the federal court, XRP holders have sought to intervene in the SEC versus Ripple case. The SEC objected to our motion claiming XRP holders are merely speculators. And then he shared a little, I don't want to read this. This is what he shared on the screen. You can take a look at it if you want. But yes, this is the SEC's position. And as you'll see, as I go a little bit further, you're about to see that this is not an actual legal argument. This is not defensible. They're just throwing out whatever they can. It's ridiculous. And some people that have opinions, it's not about intellectual honesty. For many people, it just isn't, which is always disappointing. For someone like me, I just want to get to the truth of whatever matter we're talking about here. And then people like this, they're deceptive and they make it harder to get to the truth. They absolutely do. It's the same type of person that hates crypto, like the no-coiners out there. The no-coiners say, oh, crypto's just a bubble. It's just a bubble. And what do they want you to believe? Like, what are they saying when they get at that? They're saying that crypto is going to zero. That's it. And when they say bubble, they want you to think, oh, that means scam. Like bubble is some sort of dirty word. These are people that are manipulating you. That's their intent anyway. But bubbles happen in every single market. All of these every asset class that John Deaton cited here. Real estate, if you're investing in precious metals, stocks, you pick your market, bubbles naturally occur, and then markets correct. They just do. But when people that are no-coiners are trying to persuade people that are perhaps unbiased and just learning that crypto is bad, they say, oh, it's a bubble. Look at this. And then they deceptively point out, oh, look at volatility without any sort of explanation of why markets are volatile, such as the fact that there's a frenzy around the asset class. And more importantly, the markets are illiquid, so it doesn't take much money coming in and out to have dramatic sways. There are reasons for all of this, but the idea that a bubble in and of itself means that the crypto and XRP are bad, that's just as nonsensical and just as deceptive as making the argument that people speculating on XRP is a factor in it being a security. Like it doesn't. You speculate on everything, right? Humans do it all the time. And so John continues. But let's turn to the law at hand, and this is where it gets real fun. So listen up here. The law that governs what constitutes an investment contract in a company was handed down in the 1946 case SEC versus Howey. We've all heard and learned about the factors articulated in the Howey test. Did Howey care about speculation? Not at all. Don't take John Deaton's words for it. Let's actually go to the Howey case itself and review what the Supreme Court said. And here's a quote. The test is whether the scheme involves an investment of money in a common enterprise with profits to come solely from the efforts of others. End quote. Everyone is familiar with the sentence above that lays out the Howey test. Regarding the issue of speculation, I recommend Chairman Gensler and the SEC reread the Howey decision. All they have to do is read the very next sentence because the court instructs us all. And here's a quote. Listen up to this. This is rich stuff here, guys. If that test be satisfied, it is immaterial whether the enterprise is speculative or non-speculative, or whether there is a sale of property with or without intrinsic value. End quote. Ba-bam. Mic drop right there. Speculation doesn't matter. So what is the SEC doing? What is Gary Gensler doing? They're causing confusion. They are adding confusion to the marketplace as if the speculative nature of crypto, which is just part of its nature, in some way is indicative of whether or not there is an investment contract. The court is clear on this. The answer is no. So why are they doing this? Well, I can tell you this, and this is where it gets into speculative territory, but to me it really does just simply look like a power and or money grab. Probably both, frankly. Probably both. But to them, I mean, even more important is probably the power. Like some of these people, my gosh, I know not everybody at the SEC is bad. I'm not saying that, but my gosh, the people at the wheel here, holy freaking hell! Like this is disgusting what they've done. There's such disregard for the investors too. They don't care. Their mission is to protect investors. Like they're not acting in such a way that would make it reasonable to believe that. You know, you got to plaster it on your damn website. I don't think that's your mission. I think that you're making power plays here, and you're worried about your careers. You know, in places of power within the federal government. That's what it looks like. I don't see you protecting investors going after crypto in this way, specifically harming XRP investors. Absolutely not. And so John Deaton continues. I'm not sure why Gensler and the lawyers at the SEC ignore this important and significant language. When legal experts or regulators argue that XRP or any digital asset is speculative in nature or it lacks intrinsic value and therefore is more likely to be a security, they're either ignorant of the law or they're intentionally ignoring the law to serve their own agenda. Golf clap for Mr. Deaton. Well stated, my friend. Powerful stuff here. See what I'm talking about here? And he laid it down. Like anybody can see this. The court has made this clear. Yet what are we actually seeing from the leaders and from the people, you know, the lawyers that are pushing their nonsensical claims? What are we seeing? Tripe is what we're seeing. It is not true. And I think they know it. I feel highly confident they know it. These are not stupid people. They're just not good people, right? That's what it looks like to me. And so on to the next piece that was titled, I'll be brief on this one, from CoinDesk. SEC charges so-called DeFi company for allegedly fraudulent $30 million offering. So John Deaton actually shared this on Twitter, and he wrote, I don't know the facts of this case, but after listening to Gary Gensler's recent interviews, we can expect more enforcement actions from the SEC. And so I only know what's been covered in the article to this point, so I'm not strongly convinced one way or another as to whether or not justice is being done here. Because look, I'm not saying that the SEC never litigates in such a way that justice is done. Of course, yeah, good things can happen here. I'm just saying that the way that they're going after Ripple and going after XRP and XRP holders in the crypto space in general, that's bad. And they, whatever their motives are, and that's where the speculation comes in, there's something there. And it just does not pass the smell test, and so there's so that way. So that's the reason. Like, you see an article like this pop up for the first time, which I did for the first time yesterday, and I'm sitting there thinking, okay, like my gut is like okay, fine. In life, I approach stuff as a skeptic anyway. I think that's better than just believing whatever is presented to you instantly. Just in a general sense, I think that's a better way to approach stuff. But I'm extra skeptical about any time a story pops up where it looks like the SEC is out to protect investors. I'm like, oh, are you really though? Because I see who's leading and like the way that you're quote unquote protecting other individuals. Current litigation. I'm just like, I'm not convinced of that. So anyway. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has charged what it described as a decentralized finance lender, Blockchain Credit Partners, doing business as DeFi Money Market, and two of its top executives for raising $30 million through allegedly fraudulent offerings. The case is the agency's first involving securities and using decentralized finance technology, according to the SEC. And so, just to be clear, before I go further, they're attacking all aspects of the crypto sphere, and given that the SEC is supposed to be going after those that are selling, unregistered securities, it's fascinating that they feel like they have jurisdiction over decentralized finance. Now, technically, it depends. This is why I was being honest up front. Like, I need more specifics about the case before coming to a firm position on this case, because pretty much anything can be packaged and sold as a security, and it does seem like they're kind of making that case here. But just in a general sense, the idea of the SEC getting into DeFi, no, like that doesn't, just in a general sense, that doesn't seem to make sense. But anyway, Florida residents Gregory Keogh and Derek Ackery, along with Cayman Islands-based Blockchain Credit Partners, have been accused of selling unregistered securities through their company DeFi Money Market, DMM for short, M tokens that yielded 6.25% interest, and governance tokens that offered voting rights and other perks in DMM's decentralized autonomous organization from February 2020 to 2021. And so, though DMM was purportedly decentralized, Keo and Acre's 50-50 leadership split caused the claim into question. Additionally, the SEC's order indicates that governance token holders had no role in running DMM's core business. And so, maybe this is legitimate. And I do think, by the way, the SEC, most of the ICOs they went after in 2017, yeah, from what I've seen, it does look like most of those actually were in violation of the law. They were selling unregistered securities. So again, I'm not making the case that the SEC doesn't do anything right. I'm just saying whatever fits their purposes, they go for it. And this is why I'm saying a lot of these people are not good people. This is very clear. It's not about what is right. It's not about what is justice. It's just about grabbing power and asserting authority where you have no business asserting it. Anyway, according to a tweet from DMM's DAO on February 9th, the company received a subpoena from the SEC in December 2020. Blockchain Credit Partners shut down operations in February and set up a token redemption program that allowed all M token holders to redeem their tokens for principal and interest owed. The SEC alleges that Keo, Acre, and Blockchain Credit Partners misled investors to believe that investor assets would be used to purchase income-generating assets such as car loans to generate returns for token purchases, and when they realized that token volatility made this impossible, used personal funds and funds from a separate company to make principal and interest payments for the M tokens. The respondents agreed to a cease and desist order, including disgorgement of $12.8 million and penalties of $125,000 for both Keo and Acre. And in addition, they both will be unable to participate in any offering of a digital asset security for 5 years. And so there you go. On the surface, it sounds bad, but then again, if you come in completely unbiased and without knowledge, and you hear the argument of the SEC versus Ripple, that sounds really bad too. So this is the way that I operate in life, whatever the topic is. Before I form a firm opinion, I want to hear arguments on both sides, and then whatever strikes me genuinely as more compelling, I'm like, that just is the case. Because in life, like, you don't even decide whatever you believe in life, you don't choose to believe things. Things just strike you in a way, and then you believe them or you don't believe them. And if you think that you can choose what you do or don't believe, I challenge you on that by asking you, are you capable of making yourself believe that 2 + 2 is 5? Can you do that? Can you make yourself genuinely believe that? Or is it the case that data has been presented to you, probably when you were very young, that indicated unquestionably that 2 + 2 is actually 4. It is not 5. And so it's like that with everything else in life. You present it with information, and you either find it compelling or you don't. And different people have different responses to the same data, but that's the case. Like, you don't choose what you find compelling. And so that's why what I'm saying here is I would want to see both arguments. And this is just how I treat everything in life. I want to see arguments from both sides, the strongest arguments out there, and then it will strike me in a certain way. And then as a result of it striking me in that way, I will either believe or not believe one side over the other is more likely in the right, or I will feel very strongly to the point where I'm as close to certain as possible. That's possible too. But without having that, no. And that's why people are so prone to jump the gun. You hear something that's compelling, and people don't stop and think so frequently on any topic in life. Okay, but wait a minute, this does sound really compelling. It's so compelling. How could there ever be another reasonable explanation? People feel so strongly about that. That they already believe it. And I'm just sitting there thinking, yeah, okay, that struck you in such a way, but let's just take a step back, think a little bit more analytically. But what if there is something you don't know? Or what if something's being framed incorrectly? Who knows? It's like, don't you want to hear the other side regardless, just to make sure? And for me, the answer is yes, which is why when I don't have all the information that's available to make a strong decision, then I'll use particular words like, I suspect so and so is the case, but I don't know. Like, that's the right way to approach stuff in life. But this inclination so many humans have to just jump on any topic and say, I've heard one side and now I strongly believe so and so. It's not really healthy, and you see that a lot in politics and so on and so forth, things that people feel very strongly about. But it's not a good way at arriving to conclusions and determining what is reality. And so apply that to here in crypto, like this case. I'm just sitting here thinking, okay, yeah, it does sound compelling, but what the hell do I know? Only this. This is what I know. I would want to hear the other side. And just because there was an agreement here, and there's a cease and desist and penalties being paid, sometimes people get strong-armed into stuff. So even if they admit fault, I'd still kind of want to see, okay, but were they pressured? Was it just no way that they could or really battle this? Were they facing some sort of terrible scenario where who knows if they could have potentially ended up in jail for X number of years? Like I don't know. Where they're like, okay, because sometimes you get people that are like, well, I don't want to fight this. I'd rather just admit wrong, even if I don't think I did wrong, and then just move on with life. And so that's why I just want the additional facts here. But either way, the SEC is still gunning for crypto. Don't make no damn sense to Moon Lambo, and this is what we have to work with. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Lambo.